Our story begins in the vastness of space, over 4.5 billion years ago, in a universe already ancient and mysterious. Imagine a time before our planet, before our sun, when the cosmos was a swirling expanse of darkness and light, filled with endless possibilities. There was no Earth, no sun, just a swirling cloud of gas and dust, known as the solar nebula. This immense cloud stretched across light years, a silent witness to the birth of stars and worlds. Gravity, the invisible architect of the universe, began to pull tiny particles together. Over millions of years, these grains collided and stuck, forming clumps that slowly grew larger, setting the stage for something remarkable. At the center of this cosmic cloud, a great mass gathered and ignited in a brilliant burst of nuclear fusion, giving birth to our sun, a new star blazing to life in the darkness. Around this newborn sun, smaller bodies began to form. Among them was a young molten Earth, glowing fiercely as it orbited its parent star, its surface a sea of liquid rock. Asteroids and comets bombarded this fledgling planet, crashing down in a relentless storm. Each impact added mass, heat, and new elements, shaping the planet's destiny. Earth was a glowing sphere of magma, churning with energy. Heavy elements like iron and nickel sank deep to form its core, while lighter materials floated upward, beginning to create a thin, unstable crust. This process, called differentiation, was crucial. It shaped the planet's internal structure, laying the groundwork for everything that would follow. As Earth slowly cooled, a fragile crust formed on its surface. But this crust was far from stable, constantly cracking, shifting, and reforming under the planet's intense heat. The surface was a dark, volcanic wasteland. No water, no air, no life. Only rivers of lava and clouds of toxic gas filled the landscape. Yet scattered across this hostile terrain were all the ingredients for life's story. Chemical elements delivered by meteorites, waiting for the right conditions to spark something new. The stage was set, the pieces in place, for the emergence of something extraordinary, an event that would change the universe forever. The cosmic drama was about to begin, and with it, the first chapter in the story of our world. The Hadean Eon was a time of fire and chaos, when our planet was still in its infancy, shaped by forces beyond imagination. Earth's surface was a vast, ever-changing sea of molten rock, with volcanoes erupting constantly under a thick, toxic sky filled with poisonous gases and ash. Asteroids and comets bombarded the planet relentlessly, their impacts so powerful that they melted rock and reshaped the landscape with every collision, leaving scars that would last for eons. Then, a colossal collision with a Mars-sized body changed everything, blasting debris into space that eventually formed the Moon, which began to stabilize Earth's tilt and tides, bringing a new kind of order to the chaos. As the impacts finally slowed, the planet's surface began to cool. Water vapor in the atmosphere condensed, falling as relentless planet-wide rain that lasted for thousands of years, transforming the world. Over millions of years, this unending rain filled the deepest basins, creating the first oceans. Waters that were hot, acidic, and rich in minerals, unlike anything we know today. These turbulent, churning waters were restless and wild, but within them, the ingredients for life were beginning to mix and react, setting the stage for something extraordinary. The Moon's steady pull and the forming oceans together created a dynamic environment, setting the stage for a miraculous transformation that would change the planet forever. In these ancient, mineral-rich seas, the building blocks of life began to assemble, driven by energy from the Earth and the heavens above. At last, Earth was ready for its first spark of life. A new chapter in the story of our planet was about to begin. For eons, Earth was lifeless rock and water, but in its ancient oceans, a transformation began. Simple organic molecules formed, energized by lightning, sunlight, and volcanic heat. Over time, these molecules linked into complex structures, proteins, nucleic acids, and eventually self-replicating RNA and DNA. Encased in simple membranes, the first primitive cells emerged. These single-celled prokaryotes thrived, forming mats called stromatolites. For 1 billion years, microbes ruled, slowly changing the planet. Some evolved photosynthesis, releasing oxygen as a byproduct. Oxygen first rusted the oceans, then began to fill the atmosphere. This great oxidation event was catastrophic for many, but it paved the way for more complex life. Life's foundation was set. Evolution was about to accelerate. While life evolved, Earth's surface was in constant motion. The crust fractured into tectonic plates, drifting atop the mantle. These plates collided and split, building mountains, opening oceans, and shaping continents. Supercontinents like Rodinia and Pangaea formed and broke apart, altering climate and habitats. Plate tectonics drove cycles of ice ages and warm periods, influencing evolution. The ever-changing geology provided new opportunities and challenges for life. Earth's restless surface set the stage for dramatic evolutionary leaps. The planet itself was a dynamic participant in life's unfolding story. For billions of years, life remained simple. Then, about 541 million years ago, the Cambrian explosion changed everything. In a geological instant, animal diversity exploded. Nearly all major groups appeared. Hard shells, jointed legs, and complex eyes evolved. Trilobites and other strange creatures filled the seas. Rising oxygen, new habitats, and the evolution of predation fueled this burst of innovation. The Cambrian set the basic blueprints for nearly all animals, including our distant ancestors. Creatures like Picaia, an early chordate, hint at the origins of vertebrates. The animal kingdom's complexity and diversity took root in these ancient oceans. The evolutionary arms race had begun. Life's possibilities had multiplied forever. After the Cambrian, life conquered land and sky. Plants colonized the continents, followed by arthropods and then vertebrates. Fish evolved limbs, and the first tetrapods crawled onto land. Reptiles developed the amniotic egg, freeing them from water and leading to the rise of dinosaurs. Dinosaurs dominated for over 150 million years, while small mammals lived in their shadows. Then, 66 million years ago, a massive asteroid struck, triggering global catastrophe. Dinosaurs and most species vanished, but mammals survived. With the giants gone, mammals diversified and spread. The stage was set for a new kind of animal to rise. The world was ready for the age of mammals. A new chapter was about to begin. The dramatic fall of the dinosaurs, some 66 million years ago, opened the door for mammals to rise. With the dominant reptiles gone, new opportunities emerged for small, warm-blooded creatures to thrive and diversify. Mammals flourished, evolving into countless forms, ranging from tiny shrews to massive prehistoric beasts. Over millions of years, they adapted to every corner of the planet, from dense forests to open plains, and even the oceans. Some mammals took to the trees, becoming primates. These agile creatures developed keen eyesight, grasping hands, and complex social lives, setting the stage for something extraordinary. In Africa, a remarkable lineage of primates adapted to life on the ground, learning to walk upright. This shift would change the course of evolution forever. These early hominins developed larger, more powerful brains and began to make the first simple tools, unlocking new ways to survive and interact with their world. The genus Homo emerged, mastering the use of fire, which brought warmth, protection, and the ability to cook food. Soon, they began to spread across continents, adapting to new environments. Around 300,000 years ago, Homo sapiens appeared. They created art, developed language, and built the foundations of culture, marking a new chapter in the story of life. Our ancestors migrated out of Africa, braving harsh climates and unknown lands. Along the way, they met and mixed with other human species, like Neanderthals and Denisovans, shaping who we are today. Today, we are the last of our kind, a single twig on a vast evolutionary tree, carrying the legacy of all those who came before us. In the grand story of Earth, humanity is a recent arrival, just a blink in the planet's long history, yet already leaving a profound mark. But our boundless curiosity and creativity ensure the story continues as we explore, innovate, and imagine what comes next for our species and our world.